Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Belmont Bunch, where the Islanders are victorious again. And the minute I got complacent and gave up on the season, which I'm still giving up on the season, but what's interesting to see is the team maybe realizing that the core was very, very close, could be very close to getting broken up the way they were playing. And for a little bit there, I felt they had given up. The last few games, something has, there's been a fire lit under them. And I think it shows in how many more puck battles they're winning and how much better the forecheck is, in just how much harder they're skating. And I'm very happy. Very happy with how they've played. Yes, it's clear that this should have happened earlier. But I think it's very important to see this because it gives you an idea. Now, again, short sample size, small sample size. Not a lot of a sample size left until the trade deadline. But knowing Lou, I really don't think he is going to break up the core for good or for ill. I think for Lou, a guy like Josh Bailey, if he's going to get moved, now it's probably the summer. Not because of these last few games. I just tend to think that that's when that's going to happen. I think he wants to let Josh Bailey have the rest of this year at minimum. This is me assuming also that he wants to get rid of Josh Bailey. Anyway, I should probably talk about the game. Josh Bailey was involved in that, but the Islanders get a quick one off the bat. Incredible stuff from the Barzal, Parise, Wahlstrom line, which didn't last the whole game. We'll talk about that, but Parise cashes in. Barzal tried to go through the legs. Ends up on the stick of Zach Parise, who scores. Islanders get going very quickly. They get a second one through Kyle Palmieri. This one very late in the first. Sorry, I should have said Josh Manson scored in between there. Tough. The Islanders tonight, I thought, did a really good job of keeping stuff to the outside early on, and got a little bit hairy late. But Josh Manson levels the game. But the Islanders have a 1-2 punch in the last 30 seconds of the first. Tied at 1. We get a Kyle Palmieri goal, just a snipe. John Gibson, someone who's been thought of as an elite goalie, but statistically it's been the last few years, just gets beat short side. It's a combination of, I think, not the best positioning from Gibson, who shows that short side open, and also just a great shot from Kyle Palmieri, who really, really has been showing that he's not quite done. He's not super old, so you wouldn't expect him to be all the way done, but, it was so bad that a few weeks ago I was saying, well, you're not going to trade him because you can't, because who's going to trade for him? And now the Islanders are probably just not going to want to trade him because they're seeing a lot of potential. And maybe this could get Zach Parise to stay, because that line, when they've been together, that's been a really, really good line. Palmieri gets his, and I almost turned off the TV to go to the other room. I had just gotten back from a soccer game in Brooklyn, and I decided, you know what? There's time still left on the clock. I'm not going to turn it off, and I get rewarded. This is a tip-in by Anders Lee, who I owe a huge apology to. He has really played well recently, and a commenter pointed out a couple videos ago, I think, maybe it is just the confidence is finally back, the fear about re-aggravating that knee injury, maybe that's dissipating, and Anders Lee is getting back to that game. I noticed it even, aside from that goal, which was a classic Anders Lee, a tip-in to make it 3-1 there, with like 3 seconds left. But I noticed him shielding the puck a little bit better tonight, being a little bit more physical. I noticed a couple of hits in the third period. He dropped Troy Terry at one point. And so, maybe there is some hope there. Islanders 3-1 after 1. Second period, Lundestrom gets one back, but the Isles respond as well. Kyle Palmieri gets one. He should have had a hat trick in this game. We'll get to that as well. Just He's had a nose for the net recently. He is scalding hot. And it's 4-2. And the Islanders, it got a little bit hairy. Second period still, Sorokin had to make a ridiculous save. It did kind of start from, so there's a shot that definitely gets tipped, but Sorokin kind of all over the place there with his positioning, does have the flexibility to get back and make the kick save with the right pad. But got a rebound coming in, and he punches that out. And yeah, he made it a lot more difficult on himself. But it's crazy. You know, we've talked a lot about his positioning this year, but man, when he, when it comes down to not having to think about it and it's just reflex, he is really, really good. And I thought he was really good tonight. He had a few shots in the third period tipped that he had to shrug off. I thought the rebound control generally was good outside of that one that led to a huge save. And the Isles almost went up. Like I said, Palmieri got absolutely robbed. John Gibson just throwing the stick back there to see if he can get a piece. An awesome pass to the back post by, I think it was Bo, who I thought had a decent game. And he gets stopped. I was thinking of that one the rest of the game because I was like, oh boy. 2-goal lead, 3-goal lead, big difference. And John Gibson makes that stop. Third period, the Islanders a little bit under siege. As you could expect, this Anaheim team, despite losing a lot since the All-Star break, is so talented. And it was crazy to hear that they just had their first 50-point score since like 17-18. For a few years there, they were just kind of a lumbering, slow, old, boring team. And now with the youth coming up, it's been very exciting hockey to watch. And I think they have a real future. As long as John Gibson can get back to where he was, or they get a good backup that can be a tandem. Although Stars has been good. And defensively, they got to get a little bit better, and that includes some of the young forwards that need to be a little bit better in their own zone. But Henrique cashed this one in very late. The Islanders a little bit slow to react to a pass down low. Good move to the net, and Mayfield and Pelech are not able to sweep the puck away. It gets thrown in by Henrique, who makes it a game, and the Islanders survive at the end. Sorokin, I thought, played really, really well. Didn't really have a goal, that soft goal that we've been talking about recently from Islanders goaltending. Get back to 500. Josh Bailey has been playing a lot better, like noticeably a lot better. Picked up, I think, a couple of assists in this one. Barzal, the first line, I didn't really see anything. I might have missed it, that got Wally sat for like 10 minutes in the third, but I'm so sad because I thought I really liked this game early on. We was just throwing pucks to the net, and I thought he and Barzal had a good rapport. I'd like to see it again at some point. With the season most likely lost, I think you should go back to that well and give it a shot and just keep seeing what you can do, because I don't think one game is enough to see Wally with Barzy. Although, there's a fair argument that, like I said, Palmieri, Parise, Barzal has been a great line. Providing they don't trade Parise at the deadline, that's a good line if you're definitely trying to win games. At the end of the year, when it's sort of like finding out what you got and being more developmental, then I'd like to see Wahlstrom a lot more on the first line, or wherever Barzal is. So anyway, that's it. Belmont Bunch. Enjoying everything going on. 5-game point streak for Noah Dobson and Brock Nelson, who's been playing really well as well. Really hoping he gets to 30 goals. And the Islanders offensively have exploded, so that's a lot of fun. So I had a lot of fun myself celebrating my upcoming birthday this weekend. It was fun. And now I am tired. And you can probably tell by my voice. But I got treated to this nice Sunday evening, warm, dressed up in all sweats in my basement, just watching the Islanders. Couldn't have it any better. All right. That's it. Link in the description for the audio-only version of this. And we'll see you next time. Bye.